on, fellas? Today I'm going to show you my Blu-ray collection. So, let's get started. One of the best Christopher Nolan movies I've ever seen, Inception. This movie here was just incredible. I don't need to go into any more detail because I did our movie review of Inception already. So, there's really not that much I can say about this movie. This movie's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. The Blu-ray quality just looks incredible. So crystal clear. The environments, the set, the scenery looks so well done. And I don't have that much to say about Inception. Honestly, I don't. Next up is The Hunger Games. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Hunger Games series. I've read pretty much almost all the books. I'm a Mockingjay right now, and it's pretty interesting so far. But I love The Hunger Games. I think it was a great movie. The book definitely was a great book. It was getting so much hype, you know. I wasn't really into the book at first. The first time I actually saw the book was at a book fair at my school, and I was like, it looks okay, you know. I wasn't really into the hype as much. People were like, you need to read this book. This book is incredible. I was like, well, alright, I'll give it a shot. I read it in high school, and boy, was I surprised. The book there was incredible. Absolutely amazing. And then Catching Fire came out, and I was like, okay, another sequel. Alright, let's see if the sequel will fare with the original. And it did. It actually exceeded the original. I truly enjoy Catching Fire. But that's just a book review. But now to the movie. Now people are asking, how is the adaptation from the book to the movie? Here are my thoughts on it. I think it was very well done, honestly. I think it was a very well done adaptation for what it had, you know. And Gary Ross is the director in this. He was not really much of an action director. He doesn't really direct big action sequences because the action sequences in here are pretty underwhelming, to tell you the truth. I mean, I felt like this movie here had a lot of potential for the action, but in the other departments, the character development department and the plot development, I think it was very well done. The way they make the capital look and just all the districts look, absolutely amazing. With the budget they had, it definitely looks good. The Blu-ray quality looks fantastic. I was completely impressed by the transfer from the theater version to this one. And it's got some good bonus features too, like directing, commentary and stuff. Pretty much speaking about how the Hunger Games came to be as a film. And the changes that they made were pretty good. Some of them were, I was a bit skeptical on it. I was like, please don't let it ruin the whole flow of the movie, like the plot at all. And I was actually very impressed with this movie. That was the first movie I actually got so much hype for. I was like excited to see that movie. Like one of those movies, one of those videos I posted, got psyched for the Hunger Games. I fell into the hype and it was totally worth it. I actually really enjoyed it. So the next movie up is K-19 The Widowmaker. This is the most underrated submarine film I've ever seen. It truly deserves much more praise than it is getting nowadays. This is a great movie. Harrison Ford just does one of his best performances in this movie. Liam Neeson is a great supporting character. I just truly love the supporting actor, my bad. I truly enjoyed this movie. This movie was so powerful, so tension built, and so much gripping drama. It really was so well done. Catherine Bigelow did a great job directing this movie. I really love the way she just crams the camera inside the cabins in the submarine to make it feel cramped, like you are a part of the crew, experiencing all this stuff that's happening because of that. Now, I like the way she takes it in the enemy's perspective, which I really, truly enjoy. Like, it's about the Cold War on the Russian side. You start rooting for the Russians more than the Americans, and usually in America, we root for Americans. I know, that was stupid. But this is a great movie. I truly enjoyed it. Very underrated. Definitely recommend it in your Blu-ray collection. Haven't seen what the Blu-ray quality looks yet, but I'm really impressed. The new movie Catherine Bigelow's making with Zero Dark 30 looks very good, actually. Like, talking about Bin Laden and how the assassination of Bin Laden came to be. People say that Team 6 took him out, you know. No one knows for the whole real story. But I can't wait for the next movie to come out with Catherine Bigelow. She's a really good director in this. At least in the war genre, like Hurt Locker, K-19, and Zero Dark 30. She's just very prominent in that genre, really. Next movie up is Valkyrie. Now, I've never seen this movie before. I got it like about 3 months ago, I think. I haven't seen it yet. It's directed by Bryan Singer, which Bryan Singer made the magnificent movie, The Usual Suspects. That was an insanely awesome movie. Totally blew my expectations out of the water when I saw it. And I was like, why didn't I see this movie before, you know? I was like contemplating on seeing it so many times. I was like, no, I'll give it a shot. Had Kevin Spacey in it, and Kevin Spacey did a great performance in there. And all the other cast did a great performance as well. I mean, every single one. There were so many twists in the movie that I just didn't know that it was going to happen. It took me by surprise. And I hope this movie has the same thing, like Valkyrie. Basically about an SSS agent named Colonel von Stauffenberg, played by Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise pretty much owns every role he's in. Few Good Men, Mission Impossible, Minority Report. He's just pretty much just nails every role you give him. Freaking Tropic Thunder. That movie was hilarious with him in it. That movie would have not been good if it wasn't for Tom Cruise in that movie. You know it, you know it, you know it. I know you know. Tom Cruise is the man when it comes to movies. Tom Cruise, Valkyrie. Can't wait to see this movie, and I can't wait to see the new movies he's coming out with, like Oblivion and stuff. But that will be in like my anticipated movies video. This is a great Blu-ray. I haven't seen what the Blu-ray quality is yet, so I just can't wait to see what it will look like. Next movie up is one of my favorite movies of all time, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Now this movie got so much, like, barely any praise at all. The most underrated movie in 2010. And it truly deserved a lot more. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This movie here was just insanely awesome. From start to finish, it was absolutely hilarious, very heartfelt, very, you know, I don't really have much to say about Scott Pilgrim. This is a great movie. I love the style, the comic book style, the visuals. Really felt like it was a part of a graphic novel, and it's based off a graphic novel called Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And I read about a few pages of it, and it pretty much followed dead on, really. The editing is so well done in this movie. I love the way that it transitions from scene to scene. Like, it felt just like a transition from a comic book graphic novel transition, pretty much. I really love the director. The director of this is Edgar Wright, who made Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. Never seen Hot Fuzz, saw part of Shaun of the Dead. I thought it was freaking hilarious. This is definitely a well-done movie. The action scenes are so well done. There is so much like wit and charm to this movie. I don't know what it is, but the writing so good in this movie. And the cast just pretty much builds it up because they know how to take advantage of the writing in this movie. It is so well done, very original, totally like, thank you. It's like a thank you. Thank you, Universal Studios. You finally realized how to make originality alive again in film. This is what you call a true movie right here. And just insanely entertaining. I find Scott Pilgrim extremely entertaining. And the last one up, Mel Brooks' Spaceballs. And he stars in this movie. Mel Brooks, John Candy, Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman. This movie here is absolutely hilarious. This is the best, almost the best parody I've ever seen. Next to Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, cheesy, over-the-top acting, very entertaining. I don't know why. It's just so hilarious. And it's just so, like, wacky and off-the-wall humor. I love that kind of humor sometimes. When it's thrown in your face, though, like the scary movies have done and failed at, except for 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are my favorites. Because of that, they just pretty much, they went for the off-wall humor, but they just pretty much relied on gags and, you know, shoving gross humor into your face. I hate that stuff. This one has a lot of, it's so self-aware of how cheesy it is. And it takes advantage of the fact that it's self-aware. That is just so, like, over the top. But they act so serious in this movie. It is so hilarious. Like, Rick Moranis, he's just playing as Darth Vader. He's playing exactly what Darth Vader would be like in a ridiculous situation. Like, one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when Darth Helmet and the rest of the crew, they're all trying to catch up with Vesper and what's the kid? I can't remember the kid's name in this movie. Bill Pullman's character. They're trying to chase him down. It's like, light speed's too slow. Light speed's too slow. Yes, we must go to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed. Sir, we've never done that before. I don't think the ship could take it. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? Oh my gosh. There are so many quotable lines in this movie. It's unreal. I could quote the entire movie because of this. Pizza the Hut. Wow. This movie's freaking hilarious. Alright guys, that's my Blu-ray collection. I will see you all later. Peace out.